Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Amesy's Corner here. So out here pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Yep, this is about as middle of nowhere as you can get anywhere around where I live. They call this the Parker River Wildlife Refuge. And it's, about, I'm going to guess and say all three parts of it are about 100 and so square miles of just protected land. You're able to hunt out here and stuff like that, but you can't build. You can't build out here. No one can buy property out here. But maybe you're asking yourself now, well, then why am I showing you a video out in the middle of nowhere? Well, this is where I grew up. This is where I learned to work on cars. In the middle of nowhere. What we would do, what I would do is I would go around to all the houses that border this place, and if there was an old car rotting away, or an old four-wheeler or a motorcycle or whatever, anything with a motor or anything I could put a motor on, I'd get it running and take it out here and just beat the crap out of whatever I got. So figured I'd come out here and see if I can find any car parts or any bits and pieces from that time. Now this would have been middle 80s, right about 86, 85, 86. I would have been 10 years old. That's about the time I was, cutting my teeth on spark plugs and lawn mowers and little, dirt bikes and whatever. Or seemed like I got more out, to play out here. I would get more Honda CB 554s, those big old four-cylinder street bikes. And I'd get them. I'd get them to run on however many cylinders it would run on, usually 3. Usually a dead hole, which is why it was taken off the road. But yeah, I'd get it running. I'd get the bike running, throw a knobby tire on the back, and just beat the crap out of it out here. Most of the bikes, I would just leave them. I'm young. It was a different time back then. You would just leave it. And someone would come along and strip parts off of it. And eventually someone went out here when the scrap prices went up and took most of the stuff out of here. I think right up the end of this trail here, kind of winds that way, there'll be some red interior pieces to an old, I want to say it was a Delta 88, might have been a Buick Regal, one of those, was it G-body? One of you guys out there the other day answered my question on that Monte Carlo. I think he said it was a G-body. It's something I knew from when those cars were out and about back in the day, but I figured we'd start off here because it's a neat little rock pile. It's someplace I like to come in the summertime and just hang out here. We used to camp out here a lot, but I'm not much into camping nowadays. I like my internet. I like my Wi-Fi, So anyway, but I got this old back about 4 years ago. I found this couple of mountain bikes in the trash, and this here, Walmart Mongoose XR 200. And it's such a gorgeous day. It's the day after Christmas, and it's got to be 60 degrees, 65 degrees out here. No wind, no clouds, and just gorgeous. There's some pretty good looking spots out here we'll try to find, and let's go see if we can find some car parts. So let's go take a look, see what we can. So I'm down the trail a little bit. The rock pile over in that direction. This is kind of the trail in and out, and that way there is the trail deeper into to a really secluded lake, pond, more like a pond, Crane's Pond it's called, but it's pretty big right now with all the rain we've had. But I figured we'd stop here because, like I was saying, all that's really around are remnants. So this would have been that red G-body car there. I think it was a Regal. The more I remember, I think it was a Regal, and it sat here for a long time actually. People just kept ripping it apart, and you can still see what we got here. Oh, an Oldsmobile. So, yeah, Oldsmobile. Wasn't a Buick Regal. One of those. like driving a couch down the street. You know, we get some random bits and pieces, sort of evap junk. It's all just pollution now. This car here wasn't one that I actually brought out here. It's one that sat out here, and I was pretty good about getting my cars out. At the time, a friend of the family, friend of my parents, did a scrapping, scrap cars business. And whenever I had a car out here, I tell him where to go, and he'd always like to grab it. So we're gonna continue. Oh guys, look at this, look at this. Oh, it's a nice day to fly a biplane, huh? Oh yeah. What is that, a Stearman? Looks like a Stearman to me. Boy, anybody that's known me long enough knows I'm one hell of a plane buff, and that just made my day that I got that on camera. Listen to that radial. I don't know how good you can hear that. That's a treat. I mean, I like hearing them just as much as I like seeing them, huh? Boy, I like it when they fly over here. So anyway, like I was saying, we're gonna go and we're gonna continue down the trail and see if we can find any other lost treasures. And at the very least, there's a little bit of history down the end of this place. A little bit of history. I want to see if we can get to the bottom of. Now that I've got a camera suitable to take a picture of it. So yeah, guys, we'll see you in a second. What's up, guys? So yeah, this is where I used to romp. This is where I learned to fix stuff on the fly. Stuff breaks down, and you gotta, either push it out or make it work. A little bit of a roadblock, and that's kind of something that would always kind of happen here. Trees would fall down, and you'd have to make another path around, or come out with a chainsaw and clear it out. But sometimes it takes a long time for someone to get out here with a chainsaw, especially this time of year. Not a lot of people come out here. There is some hunters out here. I probably should be wearing some hunter orange, but I don't plan to leave the main trail at all. Usually in the summertime, I like to just walk through this place and not really stay on the trails, just go race straight to like destinations. You find old foundations, stuff just left out here. I remember one time years ago, it wasn't actually me out here, it was my friend who lived across the street from me. They were all out here, and they came across a four-wheeler. Shredded flat tires. The wiring was kind of hacked up, and we made it run and drove it out, and then called the police to tell them we found a four-wheeler. They came and took the serial number off of it and all that, and it was never reported stolen. And we ended up having, my buddy and I and all of us played on that four-wheeler. We drove that thing around. We drove that thing around for like 3 years. So you never really know what you're gonna find out here. I'm sure there's buried treasure out here. Any of you guys, historical buffs, look up the Rock Marked A. It's an old tale of a guy or a couple of guys robbed a ship in Newburyport, which is only about 6 or 7 miles from here, and there was a popular route called the Andover Road, and they were traveling along the road with these stolen purser's chests, 2 purser's chests, which if I'm not mistaken are a little smaller than, say, a coffin. Now it's said that they were seen burying and dragging it out into an area, but no one can remember where. The treasure's never been found. The Rock Marked A is the name of the story. And that could be anywhere. That could be right there on that hill. You know, there's supposed to be a big rock with an A on it, and that's where they buried it. But they couldn't. The people, like the guys that had stolen it and buried the treasure out here, didn't know the area. You know, like I do. It's easy to get mixed up around here if you don't know the landmarks and you know you didn't grow up out here. So somewhere out here is a pretty big treasure that no one's ever found. Me and a friend of mine, guy owns a landscaping company. We actually tried to put maps, and it was kind of before the internet when we did this. We went to the local history places, the libraries, and found as much information on the Andover Road and where most of the shipping went and trade routes around the area. You guys got to get a load of this. That's Crane's Pond. And somewhere out here there's this treasure. Not just, the broken piece of whatever, four-wheeler, truck, any of that junk, but look. Now this area right here has to be my favorite place in the world. Right out here. And here we are, down by the water's edge. Now we've had one of the wettest Decembers on record up here in New England. So this water is a lot higher than it usually is. Usually it's down by, you look down, you can see the edge of the marshiness. That's usually where the bank is. I actually regret not coming out here. I should have taken the electric kayak out here today. This would have been a real nice kayak trip, but I needed the exercise, guys. I'm getting a little paunchy here. So yeah. Now this is what I always thought was a boat ramp. Now I've gotten in some pretty good arguments with people saying there's never been any motorboats out here, that this has always just been an accessible wild area. But I have a real early, one of my first memories is being out here and seeing one of my parents' friends bring a boat right here and use it. Now, I didn't know if that was just him doing it that once, but I've been told by a lot of people no one's ever had any boats in this river other than canoes and kayaks. So we're gonna climb this hill. I gotta climb this hill. I'll probably shut you guys off for that. I'm gonna travel down about 1,000 yards that way, and we're gonna see a little piece of history that I was told never existed here, but it's over there. So let's go take a look. Alright guys, I gotta show you this. So, we're out here in the middle of nowhere, you know. I'm actually going another way out than I came in, just 'cause I need the exercise. But there's something here that I don't know why it's here. This isn't a reservoir. There's no reservoirs within 3 or 4 miles of here. There's no utilities. There's no underground utilities. So why do we have this? What is that? Now I have no idea how long this has been out here. Back when I was young, we used to ride through here, and that wasn't there. You know, that tree wasn't there. So we would come down and drive, ride, or whatever this way and through here. The edge of the trails here, this was just off the trail a little bit. Looks like something, doesn't look like something very real old, you know. It's hard to tell how old an iron pipe and cap is, but I don't know. Guys. It's one of those mysteries I just can't solve, and maybe one of these days I should bring a pipe wrench out here and open it up and look down. Maybe it's a geocache or something, I don't know. So I'm going to continue on. I'm about 1,000 feet from the boat ramp, which is, you know, over in that direction. And I'm here at what we would call the lean-to. There used to be a shelter here that someone had made, like a camp shelter for camping out here, maybe poaching, I'm not sure. But 10 years ago, this was like a neat little thing. That was never there back when I was a kid, but something somebody built. Incidentally, there was a guy, not last winter, I think the year before, a gentleman by the name of Bo Hedberg, who got in a car accident, of all things. Got in a car accident and then did some damage, nothing serious, and then he went hiking out here 2 weeks after the car accident. No, like I said, 2 years ago. And he went out here hiking, and he never came out. He didn't come back out, at least not on his own power. And I had, they found his body, unfortunately. He went out, and then that night there was probably one of the biggest single nor'easters we've had in a while. You know, I assisted with pointing the searchers out to different areas to look. This being one of them. You know, if anybody's out here hurt and knows the area, this would have been one of the first places I would have tried to get to. You know, because at least you got some shelter and water and all that. Yeah, I don't know. They found him in another part of this that we're not really going to be able to get to today. So every time I come out here, I think of that man. I don't think of, you know, it's horrible that he died out here. It's horrible that you know, he didn't make it out. But if I was ever going to die somewhere, I'll die. Can you die in a prettier spot? For real. I mean, when I die, this is where I want my ashes to go. Right here, right in this spot, right here, right where I'm standing. You know. But anyway, history at the end of the road. Like I was saying about boats, having boats out here, and never being anything bigger than a canoe. Well, a lot of people don't know about this where I am right now. This spot. Look. See? Now, let me get over here. This right here, if you guys can see it, what I'm standing on, this would be a foundation to a boathouse. Now I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen a boathouse for a canoe. And there's actually you can actually see lines. I don't know if that shows up really well. I could put this camera underwater, but I don't want to get it wet for rope. But yeah, let's just look at this place, huh? Let me get you guys right out there. What a nice place. I just love coming here on like a 90-degree summer, summer day. Getting out here on my kayak, just putting my feet and my hands in the water and just floating around. This is one of my favorite places in the world, guys. I'm glad I got this camera. I could actually show it to somebody for once. So anyway, I wish we could have found a little more treasure. I wish we could have found at least a frame of a car or a bike. But this side here is a lot cleaner than the other sides. Like I said, there's three areas. There's one area across the pond over there. That's called Brown Island. And then there's an area over here which is Forest Street in a little town called Byfield. That's where I grew up. And That's more of where I was, over on that side over there, and that side kind of connects to it. But because this water's so high, we're not going to be able to get there today, and that sun's coming down pretty quick. I know once that sun gets over the hills, it's going to get mighty cold. So anyways, guys, I'll have to take you, we'll have to do a part 2 of this. The next warm day we'll do a part 2. So I want to show you guys the silver mine. There's a place called Hemlock Banks that growing up I was always told was a silver mine. And then in trying to find the rock marked A, I found out that, that there actually was a silver mine over there. So we'll have to check that out. Maybe in the spring we'll get out here on the kayak, or I mean, if we get another 65-degree day in January, then we'll come back out here. Well, anyways, guys, beautiful clean air. So until next time, guys, keep it out of the cabbage.